The story of Moses is one of the most powerful examples in the Catholic Bible of what it means to trust God and obey Him, even when fear, doubt, and uncertainty seem overwhelming. Moses was not a natural hero. He did not see himself as strong, confident, or capable. Yet through his willingness to obey, God worked through him to accomplish one of the greatest acts of salvation in the Old Testament. His life teaches us that courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to trust God more than our fears. Moses' story begins with difficulty and danger. Born during a time when Pharaoh ordered the death of Hebrew baby boys, Moses was saved through the faith and courage of his mother. Placed in a basket and set afloat on the Nile, he was discovered and raised in Pharaoh's household. Though he grew up with privilege, Moses never forgot his Hebrew identity. When he saw an Egyptian mistreating a Hebrew slave, he acted impulsively and killed the Egyptian. Afraid of the consequences, Moses fled to the desert of Midian, where he spent many quiet years as a shepherd. It was in this hidden and ordinary place that God called him. One day, while tending his flock, Moses saw a bush that burned but was not consumed. From the midst of the fire, God spoke to him, revealing his holy presence and his plan to rescue the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. Exodus 3. God told Moses that he would be the one to confront Pharaoh and lead the people to freedom. Moses' response was not immediate confidence. Instead, he expressed fear and hesitation. He asked, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" Exodus 3:11. He worried that the people would not believe him. He even complained about his weakness in speech, saying he was slow of speech and tongue. Exodus 4:10. In many ways, Moses reacted the way many of us do when God asks something difficult. We focus on our limitations instead of God's power. Yet God did not withdraw his call. Instead, he patiently answered Moses' fears. God promised, "I will be with you," Exodus 3:12, revealed his divine name, "I am who am," showing that his authority and presence would be enough. He gave Moses signs and even sent his brother Aaron to help him speak. God did not choose Moses because he was strong. He chose him so that his strength could be revealed through him. The courage of Moses was not a sudden burst of bravery. It grew step by step through obedience. Moses returned to Egypt and stood before Pharaoh, delivering God's message, "Let my people go." Pharaoh resisted, and the situation became worse before it became better. The Israelites grew discouraged, and Moses himself questioned God. Still, he continued to obey. Through Moses' faithfulness, God performed mighty works: the 10 plagues, the Passover, and finally, the liberation of Israel. One of the most dramatic moments came at the Red Sea. With Pharaoh's army behind them and the waters ahead, the people panicked. Moses spoke words of faith. "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the salvation of the Lord." Exodus 14:13. When he stretched out his hand in obedience, God parted the sea and led his people safely through. Moses' courage became the instrument of God's saving power. After the Exodus, Moses continued to lead the people through the wilderness, a journey filled with challenges, complaints, and trials. On Mount Sinai, he received the 10 Commandments, the foundation of God's covenant with his people. In Catholic understanding, Moses is a central figure in salvation history, representing the law that prepares the way for Christ. Just as Moses led Israel from slavery to freedom, Jesus leads humanity from sin to salvation. Moses' life also shows that courage does not mean perfection. He experienced frustration, anger, and moments of weakness. Yet he maintained a deep relationship with God, speaking with him face to face, as one speaks to a friend. Exodus 33:11. His strength came from prayer, trust, and continual reliance on God's guidance. For Catholics today, Moses offers an important spiritual lesson. God often calls ordinary people to difficult tasks, serving others, standing for truth, forgiving someone who hurt us, or living our faith in a world that may not understand it. Like Moses, we may feel unqualified or afraid, but God's promise remains the same: "I will be with you." The courage to obey God is not about feeling ready. It is about saying yes even when we feel weak. It means trusting that God can use our small efforts for great purposes. Through prayer, the sacraments, and the guidance of the Church, we receive the strength to live this obedience each day. Moses never entered the Promised Land, yet his mission was fulfilled. He had led the people to the threshold of God's promise. His life reminds us that faithfulness is more important than personal success. What matters most is walking in obedience and trusting God with the results. In the end, Moses' story is not just about a great leader, it is about a faithful God who works through human weakness. When we choose to obey, even with trembling hearts, God's power is revealed. Like Moses, we are invited to step forward in faith, trusting that the God who calls us will also lead us, strengthen us, accomplish His saving work through our lives. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't want to miss our next video.